Oh baby, we're just gonna get a little gritty here, and boy, I fucking love it. Hell yeah. How you doing? What's going on? My name is Jonathan. Welcome to not the Balding and Stuck on Stupid podcast as I had on Spotify. Who else has been fucking around with that Spotify? Like seriously, like for real. I was fucking around with that Spotify, and that Spotify kind of fucked me up, or not fucked me up. You know what? I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not even gonna lie. Like I think I dropped the ball because they kept on like messaging me and shit like that. But bipolar disorder. Bipolar disorder. It's a wonderful fucking thing. Like it's a really wonderful thing. And my name is Jonathan. Again, San Antonio, Texas. I tried to start a podcast not too long ago. It was the Balding and Stuck on Stupid podcast, and I've really been diving into, I guess, like the personal brand or some shit like that. And my friend was saying yesterday, she was saying that we're on the verge of something. We're on the verge of some type of collapse. And I think that everybody's starting to feel it. Everybody's starting to see it. And as far as like the influencers go, and as far as like the podcasters go, and all that kind of bullshit and stuff like that. And I feel it. Like I feel it. I do. Like I swear to God, I feel it. It's I don't know if you've ever played an instrument. You pick up an instrument and you start strumming that instrument, and like just something is out of tune. Something is out of tune, and it'll get you by if there's enough. If there's other instruments around that are way better and more finely in tune, that out of tune instrument will get you by, but it's not gonna get you by for very long, And I think that's the situation that we're facing as far as this world goes. Um, Something is out of tune. Something is out of tune, and you get sick of paying for out of tune. You get sick of listening to out of tune, and it's just like, you know what? I want better. I demand better, and I personally want to give better. Again, my name is Jonathan. I'm 40 years old. I'm a yoga instructor. I wouldn't necessarily say I'm a CrossFit instructor because I haven't done the level one. I'm in-house certified at a CrossFit gym here in San Antonio, Texas, and I don't. I'm struggling right now. I'm struggling right now with giving so much because I'm such an emotional individual, and for me to constantly give in person, it's very hard. It's very draining. I think that people don't talk necessarily enough about that, and this is where I want to make my channel, or this is where I want to make this vlog or fucking podcast or whatever the fuck it is, whatever the hell you might want to call it, because it's so goddamn draining. But at the same time, like I do know how essential that this work is. I do know how essential that fitness is, how health is wealth, and I personally, and we'll dive into my story later on down the line, much further down the line. But when I get into this whole thing, um, my personal base is meditation. Like that's what I go back to. That's what I go back to. I go back to meditation. I go back to yoga. I love yoga. I still remember like one of the first times that I did yoga. I was like, what the fuck? I did a like downward dog. I'm downward dog, ass up in the air, face down, ass up. That's the way I like to what. So I'm there and doing downward dog for the very first time, and I'm questioning my sexuality. I'm like, boy, am I fucking gay, dog? Like, what the fuck, And I want to give people that experience of yoga, I want better for this world. I want better for my children. I'm a big Stoic reader. I love the Stoics. I love Ryan Holiday. I love all of his books. I love just the discipline of being Stoic. I'm not Stoic for shit though. Like I swear to God, I'm not. Maybe that's why I love it so much. But like I do love the Stoics, and one of the greatest quotes of the Stoics, or one of my favorite quotes personally, is the quote that says that true wisdom starts when you start planting trees, knowing you're never going to benefit from their shade. And that shit rocks me. That shit rocks me. You know what I'm saying? It rocks the fuck out of me, and that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. I constantly have the conversation with a lot of people, with a whole hell of a lot of people, in the sense that like I think that everybody wants to sell, sell, sell. Sell, 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 sell. You need to make the money. You need to make the money. And it's just it's that's the kind of world that we're all caught up in. That's the kind of world that we're all like fucking struggling in. That's like, who the fuck says stop? Like, who the fuck says like, hey man, no, we need to chill out. Like, stop. Someone needs to stop somewhere along the line and like, hey, we need to do better. Hey, we can do better. Again, it goes back to that out of tune instrument. You know what I'm saying? It goes back to that out of tune instrument to where it's just like, you know what? It's mass producing. It's mass producing, and we seem to be selling out crowds. You know what I'm saying? So just continue to sell it. Just continue to sell it. Continue to push it. It's getting the job fucking done. But as the artist, you, as the actual fucking artist, you have to be compelled at one point in time. Somebody needs to like, hey man, like, no, dude, like, we need to stop this. Like, we need to stop this. Like, for real. Like, you feel the energy from the crowd. You feel the energy from the people to where it's like, they're picking up that this shit is out of tune. Something is out of tune, and I think that what's out of tune is our goddamn soul, you know, and that's where we need to fucking stop. Like, that's where we need to like, hey man, put a pause in this shit. Put a goddamn pause in this shit to where it's just like, look, all the fucking money in the world is not gonna make you happy. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong, for real. Like, one of my friends yesterday, he said, "Hey, look, if I give you a card with, you know, you can spend as much. Boy, I swear to God, you give me that shit, psychedelics out the motherfucker. I wouldn't last 48 hours if I had unlimited money, you know. But why though? Why? Because I'm not right in my soul. I'm not right in my soul. Like, I struggle, and I make it a daily practice to get right with my soul. And that's where the fuck we're all struggling. That's where the fuck we're all struggling, because again, you're not, all the money in the world isn't gonna get you anywhere. Having the fucking fittest body in the world isn't gonna get you anywhere. Dude, just because you have a six pack and you know you can bang for hours and stuff like that, like that does that make you happy? I mean, don't get me wrong. Again, man, I do understand the benefits of these things. I do understand the benefit of respect. I do understand the benefit of money and power and all that other stuff. But at the end of the day, man, how is that? What the fuck? How are you gonna feel on your deathbed? How the fuck are you gonna feel on your deathbed? And don't sit here and tell me that you ain't up at 2 o'clock in the morning and that you ain't struggling. Like, you ain't sitting here like you don't wake up in the middle of the night and just wonder what the fuck are you doing with your life? You know, like, what are you doing with your life? And I think that that's where I want to stop. You know what I'm saying? You know, because like, maybe it's not even me that has the out of tune instrument, but I still hear it. You know, it is. It's the artist that hears that out of tune instrument. It's the artist that sees those fucking detailed lines to where it's just like, that's not acceptable. Something isn't acceptable here. And something ain't acceptable, man. Something is not acceptable. And so that this is my offering to the world, because I'm not trying to sell you shit, man. I'm not trying to sell you shit. And for real, like, I'll get into it again. And we'll get further along into this storyline and further along into this relationship. But hell yeah, man, I'm very upfront and honest as far as my federal felony goes. I stole a whole bunch of money, and I quickly learned the value of fucking money. I quickly learned how quick people will drop you. I quickly learned how people will make you, you know, be happy with you 1 minute, and then, you know, once shit hits the fan, like, boy, who the fuck are you? You know what I'm saying? And so, with me learning that value of money, I don't care for money. I don't care for money. Like I said, I'm a yoga instructor. I was delivering beer for almost 20 fucking years, and I paid off my house. I can make money quickly. I do know people that, hey man, I give them a call and like, hey dog, for real, like, I need to make like $5,000 really fucking fast. You know what I'm saying? So I have the means to make fucking money, and I do know, again, it goes back to that whole out of tune instrument, to where I hang around so many people and I go around so many people, and they continue to like, no, we can make all this money and we can sell out crowds and we can do all this and we can do all that. To quote the Joker in The Dark Knight, this world deserves better, and I want to give it to them. This world deserves a better hood rat, and I want to give it to them. Because again, for real, like I'm very upfront. I'm very um, vulnerable. I am from the south side of San Antonio. I grew up in the Victoria Courts. Shit, man. My mom and dad gave me bipolar disorder, and that shit is clinically diagnosed. I've attempted suicide 3 times in my life, legitimately. Man, I'm letting you know that I am not a complete human. I'm not a complete human. I am an emotional human. I am a vessel that wants to help. You know, I don't I am I wasn't, I'm not saying that I'm fit at all. I'm not saying I'm fit whatsoever. But I can hang. Boy, I can hang with anybody, you know what I'm saying? But I wasn't at this point at one time, you know. I was 260 pounds. I was 260 pounds, and I've been through a handful of divorces, and I've been through a handful of marriages, and I've lived a life. I've lived a life. I'm 40 years old, and fuck yeah, man, I'm not just an average 40-year-old man. Like I've fucking lived, and for me to get here at this point in life to where you know I am taking so much more value in my health, and so much more value in my soul, and so much more value into my mental. It's I think that is beneficial to where somebody needs to say, "Hey man, I need to teach this. I need to teach this. I need to get this message across to somebody. I need to get this message across to somebody because this is where I get emotional, and this is what I want, and this is what I try and I strive to give to to everything and everyone around me." I was abused as a child, and what if somebody what if somebody what if somebody mentored my father? Because I didn't know my father very well. I knew him. I'm a classic fucking ghetto Mexican. I'm a classic ghetto Mexican. What if somebody was able to talk to my father and help him be a better man, so he could have been a better father and better husband, and to create that ripple effect? What if I can be that person to that man? What if somebody came along and offered my mother a yoga class? What if somebody came along and offered my mother words of encouragement when she was struggling through that divorce, when she was struggling as a single mother to 2 boys? What if somebody came along and showed her something fucking better? The ripple effect there, because I don't have a relationship with my mom. And I try my best to have a relationship with my mom. But yeah, man, for real, we're all humans. We're all fucking humans. And again, too, what if somebody came along in my life when I was younger and taught me the importance of meditation, the importance of the soul, the importance of not this fucking get rich quick schemes, and oh, you need to have money, and you need to have a fucking diamonds, and you need to have gold chains, and you need to have tattoos, and all this other, like, fuck, man. What if somebody came along and told me, like, really sat me down just the way I've been sat down, and they told me, "Hey man, um do you realize what you're gonna do to your family if you go and you fuck around? Do you realize what the fuck you're gonna do to your soul if you go and just do some dumb shit like this? Like is that pussycat really worth it? Like, are these all these dumb decisions really worth that shit?" I want to be that person. I don't want to be rich. I mean, don't get me wrong, for real. Like, for real, if somebody comes and throws like a big ass lump of money at me, hell yeah, I'm gonna take that shit. I'm gonna take that shit and run. But I don't want to be rich. I'm not trying to be rich. I'm not trying to exploit anybody. I do, man. I have an honest fucking message, and I have an honest determination to bring down this fucking world, man. To bring down this fucking world. I have an honest determination to throw gasoline on large amounts of money because some men want to see the world burn, and I want to see the world burn. I do. I want to see the corruption of this dumb fucking ignorant ass facade of whatever the fuck this shit that we're living in. I want to see the resurrection of people taking value in their soul, value in their health, value in the longevity of their name, value in the longevity of their pride. I want to see that shit, man. For real, dude. Like, I take a great amount of pride. I take a huge amount of pride to where, and don't get me wrong, for real, like, yeah, hell yeah, I got people that don't like me, and that's cool, because, like, for real, you can't make an omelet without cracking a few eggs, but I take such fucking pride being able to go all over San Antonio and, hey man, for real, dap it up with everybody. Whether it be, a yoga swan, a yoga swan. Shout out Jamie. A yoga studio owner, CrossFit gym owners, entrepreneurs, drug addicts, drug dealers, fucking grocery stockers, beer delivery drivers, waitresses. Like, I can go and mingle and mix with anybody and everybody all across town, and they all know, like, hey man, Jonathan's legit. Like, hey man, Jonathan, he's actually trying. Jonathan never he never did me wrong. I can go across town that way, and I'm really really glad that I've been able to reinvent myself, because there was a point in time when I didn't have that. I didn't have that reputation. I didn't have that reputation. I had a reputation of like running around with fucking Walmart in my trunk. I had that reputation of he's got money and he does shady shit. Whew, shit, man. That was a long time ago. And I really want to be able to help others create a better reputation for themselves and a better connection with themselves, man. If you ever been to my yoga class, I'm not big on the postures. I'm not big on, the flow of things. I'm big on, man, how good does it feel with your body? Like, can you feel the breath come into the lungs? Can you feel the sweat drip off of your knees? Like, where do you fucking feel? Because again, man, if something's out of tune, if something is out of tune in a real artists don't need a fucking tune, like, for real, like a fucking tuner and all this other fancy shit. They sit there with their instrument and, like, it's just like, okay, all right, I know it's out of tune. You ever see, like, man, I'm covered in ink. I'm covered in tattoos. I got tattoos fucking everywhere, all over the goddamn place. To see my fucking artist, like, dude, what the fuck are you looking at? Like, what the fuck? Like, it wows me. It blows my mind away to see what the fuck they're actually looking at when they're doing work on me. And it's again, that artistry, that fucking artistry that I want to give to you. I want to give that artistry to you. I want you to feel like, hey man, something's out of this. Something ain't right here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want you to know that you're an instrument. You're an instrument to your soul, and I want you to say, hey man, something isn't right here. What the fuck isn't right here? And then you start to see, hey man, you know what isn't right here? This hustle culture. Like, what the fuck? No, I don't need to grind all goddamn day. No, I don't need to fucking make $300,000 so that way I can impress a fucking boss I do not like and buy all this dumb shit for what? Have you seen the presidential races? Like, real quick funny story. I don't know. I made like it was like 115,000 a few about a year or two ago, and dude, I still got kicked back. Like, I had to pay more taxes on top of what was already being taken out of, and for what? For what? The fuck out of here, dog. The fuck out of here, bro. Like, I give me my trees, give me my meditation, give me my Give me my sparkling water. Look, for real, some agua frescas from fucking Walmart, $1.38 for a liter. I'm a simple man with simple needs. You know what I'm saying? And it's again getting past the facade of success, of what it means to be fucking great, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, and shit like that. You know, and getting in tune with your instrument, getting in tune with your soul. You know, like getting in tune with that shit to where like, all right, hell yeah, hell yeah, this feels good. This feels good. I work my ass to the bone, you know, like for real, like I really do. I bust my ass. I'm a hard ass worker. I work out hard. I work out CrossFit. I do yoga. I right now I'm just kind of floating along at a temp job, moving fucking furniture, and I could sleep fine at night. I could sleep fine at night, knowing that I'm trying to do something different, knowing that I'm trying to do something better, rather than yeah, man. I can easily refer to a few years ago. A few years ago when I was making X amount of money, and everybody was thinking that I can be like a supervisor at this job, and I could do this and I could do that, and my soul just wasn't sitting right. Something was out of tune. Something was fucking out of touch. And I'm so fucking glad that I found yoga. I'm so glad that I found meditation, because that showed me, hey man, dude, all that money and all that hustle and all those long days making all this money for somebody else. What are you doing for you, dog? What are you doing for you? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing for you, homie? Every fucking morning I wake up, I'm read, I meditate, and I do that for me. I do that for me so that way I can be a better man for my children, so I can be a better provider for my family, so that way I can still run with them when they get 50. When they get 50, I want to still be able to work out with them. Because even right now, those little punk ass kids, like I got an 18 and 16-year-old, boy, they are not gonna outrun my ass. Look, I'm 40 years old. I ain't no goddamn way in hell those little kids are gonna outrun my ass, man, for real. And I'm glad that they see a strong father. I'm glad that they're able to see, like, hey man, my dad's trying. Hey man, my dad's doing his fucking best, and I want them to see their father help out their community, and really, really, truly, fucking damn, man, push forward and help somebody out through here, man. Help somebody out through here again, man, for real. I want to make this vlog. Let's call it a vlog, right? Right? Because I mean that's basically what it is. And I want to talk about topics like this. I want to talk about things like this. I want to talk about shit that means something. But I mean, also for real, eventually we can get to a point to where we have fucking guests. We can get to a point to where, and not even get to a point, but yeah, man, lighthearted shit. Hell yeah, lighthearted shit, and just have conversations that should be made regular. Should be made regular. Should be made regular. Eventually, I'll get to teaching and coaching the yoga and stuff like that. Maybe even make another channel. But look, one thing at a time. One thing at a time, right? One thing at a time. And this is the first step. This is the first step. Hell yeah. I appreciate you coming through. If you made it this far along into the video, man, thank you very fucking much. I appreciate that shit. I appreciate that shit for real, for real. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm only saying that because that's what I see all the other influencers do, all the other people on fucking YouTube do. All the buttons, ding, ding, ding. Oh fuck, baby, look. I'm just glad you're here with me right now. I'm just glad you're here with me right now. So thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for your energy. And until next Sunday, every Sunday, I'm gonna be dropping every Sunday. Until next Sunday, you have a beautiful day. I'm a Southsider, Southside San Antonio. I do not say namaste. So hell yeah, baby. Hell the fuck yeah. Bye.